Hello and welcome to the Hot Wives Club podcast, the podcast where we review the hot wives to the funny husbands in random movies. Today I'm joined by a woman who, let's face it, is the best there ever was. She pisses excellence. Caroline Pace.
Thank you. Thank you. So I'm so honored to be here as a fellow member of the Hot Wives Club.
Yeah, I would say you're a future hot wife.
Yeah, we're like hot single wives.
Yeah, exactly. We have hot wife energy.
We have hot wife energy.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to end up with like a very dorky man. Like, that's just what's going to happen.
It's really funny that you chose this film. I didn't give it to you.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But I could see you marrying someone like this. You chose Talladega Nights, the ballad?
The Ballad of Ricky Bobby.
The Ballad of Ricky Bobby, yeah.
Yes.
I could very easily see you being a Carly Bobby.
Thank you.
Very easily.
Thank you so much. Oh, man, yeah. I chose this movie because you gave me a list of them. And first, like, full disclosure, Mackenzie did not tell me, like, anything. She was just like, hey, do you want to be on this podcast? Did not tell me the name of the podcast. Yeah. I'm like, okay, great. Yeah, I thought like, oh, she's doing like a pretty funny comedy podcast, you know?
I mean, this is like a pretty funny podcast.
Yeah. And she was like, oh, here, choose a movie. And I went through the list and one of them was Ricky Bobby. And I was like, oh my God, blast from the past. Cause that was like a huge movie where I was growing up.
Same with where I was growing up. And so you grew up in Nashville. I grew up in Alberta.
Yeah.
And I feel like similar vibes growing up. Like nothing in this movie seemed weird to me. And then I was watching it today and I'm like, oh, maybe not everyone grew up with that lifestyle. Yeah.
I feel like I when I rewatched it, I was like, oh my God, I can think of so many people who still like talk and act like this and blah, blah, blah. And those, of course, are the people who were like quoting it the most when I was growing up.
Oh my gosh, of course. I remember it was Anchorman had already come out.
Yes, yeah.
And so boys were already quoting that, but this was like a very close second.
Yes, yeah. This is Adam McKay, Will Ferrell, who, full disclosure, like if I don't care about the Olivia Wilde Forrest Boo drama anymore, but I do want someone to revive the Adam McKay versus Will Ferrell drama because I think that was more deserving of that.
What?
Do you not know about Adam McKay and Will Ferrell?
No.
Oh my God. Okay, so I have a BFA in film. I'm here to discuss Adam McKay and Will Ferrell. You know, they made every single movie together.
Yeah, well, Adam McKay is in this movie, hey?
Yeah.
He's the first race car driver.
Yeah. He, when he wanted to make the Lakers TV show, he asked Will Ferrell to be a part of it. They have like a whole production company together. Like they're invested in each other. And basically, from what I heard, Adam McKay offered the role to Will Ferrell and then was like, no, actually, I don't think he'd be good at this. And then like gave it to someone else. I don't want to like name who it was because I honestly could be totally wrong. And like, I don't want to get the information correctly.
But how would Will Ferrell not be perfect for it? That man's a chameleon.
I know. It's so interesting. But like Will Ferrell took it so badly and like, they dissolved their company and the entire press tour for Don't Look Up. Adam McKay was like, would randomly bring up Will Ferrell and be like, I miss him so much. I really messed up. It was so funny. I was like,
that's so
what happened?
sad.
I want to know, like, what was their conversation? Like, it seems like they really are not friends ever again.
Well, I feel like, and I've noticed this a lot in the movie too. I think Will Ferrell's really smart. Like, the other movies I've had to watch for this podcast, the men aren't actually that smart. And you can tell by the writing.
Yes, of course, yeah.
Will Ferrell knew what was funny at that time.
Yes.
A lot of it's not funny now.
No. A lot of it did not age well. Especially with the wife. Like when she puts up her shirt and he's like, oh, please be 18.
Yeah, I know. Her opening line is, hey, driver, drive these.
Yes.
Which weird thing to say.
Very strange thing to say. But
I'm going to try it later. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, my God.
I keep forgetting that this isn't just you and me talking.
We're going to edit this. It's going to be fine.
Cut that. No, I'm kidding. But we actually have two hot wives in this movie because his dorky wife later on, not that they get married, is played by 7-time Academy Award nominee Amy Adams.
And who deserves the award by now.
Yes, for Doubt, for sure. She should have got for Doubt. And this came out the year of her first Academy Award nomination.
Wait, really?
She was not nominated for this.
No, but that's so funny.
To be to be on a bar making animal noises with Will Ferrell and then going to the Academy Awards. Like, what a year.
That's iconic.
Honestly, though, I just don't like... They made her seem so homely, like as if she wasn't as hot as Carly Bobby.
There is something so funny about the trope of the uglier woman, and it's always played by someone like Amy Adams or Anne Hathaway, and you're just like, that's the most stunning person I've ever seen in my life, actually.
Incredibly gorgeous woman.
Stunning.
And like at the one point where she is suddenly hot, all they don't even take her glasses off. They just undo her hair. Just sexy hair. Yeah.
Yeah, and then she shows up at the race car track again.
I'm his girl, or I'm his lady.
Yeah, okay, cool. That's everyone accepts it.
She's shown 3 times before.
Yes.
Just looking concerned. That's her only character trope.
Yes.
And then she gives him one very long monologue.
Yes.
About how Ricky Bobby doesn't think he drives.
Yeah.
And then they're together.
Yeah.
And that's the whole love story.
Who needs character development?
When you have a monologue about how you're not a thinker, you're a driver.
Exactly. Yeah.
But what actually was super interesting, guess how old Carly Bobby and, I mean, she doesn't even get a name, but Susan is her only name.
Wait, they don't give her a name?
No, she's just Susan.
Stop.
And they say Susie at one point. She doesn't have a last name.
Stop. That's so funny. Yeah. Okay.
And Carly Bobby doesn't have a real last name either. That's her husband's last name.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, Carly.
Oh, Carly.
Right. Sorry, what was the question?
Yeah. Guess how old they were.
Okay.
Well, you just looked at my notebook.
So no, I didn't see it though. I'm gonna try to. Oh God. Yeah. I guess Carly was 21 when they met, and then they have sons. They're 10 years old.
Yeah.
So 30.
She was 33.
Okay.
And Will Ferrell was 39, and then Amy Adams was 32. And honestly, that's not a crazy age difference.
That's not crazy.
Yeah.
They're adults.
They're all adults.
They're all adults.
Yeah.
That's not a bad age difference.
No, normally trophy wives are 10 to 15 years younger, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is a very progressive trophy wife. Example.
That's the one progressive part of this movie.
We did it.
We did it. Okay, so let's get into some of the questions, because I know you really read that email. Do you think, we'll start with Carly Bobby, but then you also have to answer it for Susan.
Okay, I like this dichotomy.
Do you think Carly and Ricky would actually be together?
In real life?
Yeah. If they were real people, their jobs are the same, they meet the same way, does that actually happen?
Yes, 100%. I
also agree with that one. I do think that would happen.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of the point of her character that she doesn't really love him.
Yes, exactly. And also, I've definitely seen couples like that in real life in the South. So, yeah.
That she's there for the money? Oh my gosh.
Oh God, 100%.
That's so funny. Does she dress because something we were texting about, the way she dresses as a trophy wife, that's so specific to cowboy culture.
No,
the rodeo shirts tied up, the little rise jeans,
yeah, little black jeans, a little mini skirt, denim mini skirt with the big belt that's almost thick as the skirt itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think that's incredibly accurate.
All right, how about Susan and Bobby?
Susan and Bobby, I feel like that. I mean, I do understand that he did have character development and he had growth in the sense that he came to and really humbled himself. I don't know. I just don't. I feel like I don't have that much faith in a man who has been so far up his own ass for so long to humble himself down to someone yes, it's Amy Adams.
But she's not in the film. This is the character. It was his assistant for years. She's now a marketing person for NASCAR. Yeah. They really shoehorned that one into.
Yeah. I feel like it's smart. It's probably the best. I don't know how realistic it is. I could see him going for her because of just the whole ego thing. And there's so much pride in being a sports star and having your trophy hot wife on the side. Yeah.
I don't think Susan would date him, though. If I had been a man's assistant for 10 plus years
and treated you like that,
signed my forehead randomly,
no,
I'm not dating him. I'm not giving him a pep talk at a bar.
No,
I'm not even saying hello to him at a bar.
No, yeah, of course not.
He had a nervous breakdown and was pretending to be on fire on the track. I'm not saying hello to you.
I would be so I would definitely be a little offended if someone thought that was where I should go with my life. They were like, yeah, you should really date Ricky. I'd be like, excuse me, who do you think I am? Yeah, no, it's weird because like in real life, she's like completely out of his league. She's much smarter. She's much more well established. She's, stunning. Just like it's Amy Adams.
It's still Amy Adams.
But it's like always funny to think about the way that the bar for men versus women.
Oh my gosh.
Because like the way men think about like someone homely, it's still someone out of their league.
Yeah, it's still Amy Adams.
Yeah, they can't take like the bruise to their ego.
Which brings me to my next question. Would you date him?
God, no.
Not at any point in his career?
No, I said it a few times now. I'm from Tennessee. If I wanted to date a Ricky Bobby type,
you would be doing it.
I would be doing it.
Yeah.
I think about that all the time. I'm like, I think about it all the time. I'm like, you know what? Like, if I really wanted to, I could have just been like a normal Southern girl.
Yeah.
And been a trophy wife.
Absolutely.
I could have gone to an SEC school. I could have found a quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. If I really wanted to, if I just didn't have a drive for like what I ended up doing, I work in entertainment. I could just have a very comfortable life.
In like one of
trophy
like
wife.
a little McMansion and get your nails done every day. Like
every single day. Why not?
My favorite part is how devoted she is to that marriage, that when they're having the big family dinner, she's willing to let those kids curse out her father.
I know. No, she's actually a horrible mother. Like, she does not care.
Would have named them Dr. Quinn and Medicine Woman.
Oh, that was a good reference.
Solid reference. That I didn't understand as a kid.
No, exactly. I was thinking that when I watched it last night.
Because we were young when that came out,
We
right?
were very young.
2004? You would have been.
I think I was like in the 1st or 2nd grade.
Right. So then I was in like 2nd or 3rd.
Yes.
So this is a math podcast. Welcome to our math
podcast. Today we're going to do Algebra 2.
I definitely wouldn't date him, but that's even if, because same, like Calgary, I'm sure I could have found a nice like hockey player.
Yeah.
And it would have been fine. I think I'm too loud. Like I wouldn't be able to say nothing.
Yeah, we're both too loud.
To be trophy wives.
Yeah.
Trophy wives can't be talking. They're trophies.
No, exactly.
Yeah. Honestly, too, notable shout out. I'm skipping ahead in my notes a little bit.
Oh, please do.
But there were some trophy wives in this movie that I feel like didn't get enough screen time, like Molly Shannon.
Molly Shannon, my queen.
She was amazing in this.
Oh, she's so funny.
Art. Yeah.
She's so funny. She really like stole the scene from, I can't even remember who played her husband.
Because he's not important.
No, he really isn't. Like he's the boss or whatever, but I don't care about him at all.
You want to see her feeling the vibration from the cars.
Oh my God.
And then I love how she's just like passed out in the final scene.
Oh, like the shot where like her face is just on it and like she's like fully in focus. That's so funny. God.
That's honestly how I would like to see more Molly Shannon, because a big part of me believes a lot of this movie was improvised.
Yes.
Not all of it, but there are a few times where the dad has lines where I'm like, that came out of nowhere.
Yes.
Especially, here's a plot hole I found. I know this isn't a plot hole podcast, but at the beginning of the movie, the dad comes to the school and he gives the tagline of the movie, which is, if you're not first, you're last. And the bumper sticker on his car says, if you're not first, you're last. And then way later in the movie, he's like, I don't remember saying that.
I think that's a joke.
Oh, but I don't know. You're not going to get a customized bumper sticker and then forget that you ever said that.
I don't know. Rednecks are a different breed.
So wait, what are your thoughts? If you're not first, you're last. Is that a true statement? Because I'll be honest, no. I think it's true.
What? I mean, I think you should always like give yourself grace and allow yourself to be proud of yourself for what you do accomplish, even if that isn't like the top of the mountain, you know?
Sure. But if the goal was to climb the mountain and you didn't climb the mountain.
Yeah. And when you put it like that, yes. But also, I don't know, if I were a NASCAR driver and I got second place, I'd be pretty stoked.
Okay, which brings me to my next point. So did you know, hold on to your blonde hair here.
Oh my God.
This is based on a true story.
Wait.
For real? For real.
What?
For real.
Wait, what?
I know. This is based on a real life race car driver, 3-time NASCAR Series champion, and 3 times NASCAR Cup runner-up, Daryl Wartip.
What?
Yep. Which, by the way, the not if you're first, you're last part, clearly, because he was a 3-time runner-up, so that's second place. Daryl.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So in real life, this character never got first place?
I mean, he did 3 times, but
yeah,
then the other 3 came in second place. I'm sure there are some creative liberties. I don't think he got kicked out of an Applebee's.
Obviously. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I did not know this was based on a real story.
Honestly, a lot of going back to talking about Will Ferrell, and then we should probably focus back on the wife.
Yes.
But going back to Will Ferrell being smart in the way he writes movies, there's a clip of Daryl Waltrip. Sorry, I keep saying his name wrong. In his car talking, and you can hear it, and it sounds like Ricky Bobby. And so I think Will Ferrell heard that and then wrote an entire movie just based off of that.
Stop.
Because I don't think there are many similarities. Like, I'm sure if Daryl watched it, he wouldn't be like, my story.
Stop. That's so funny. God, that just reminds me of the Weird Al biopic that came out with Daniel Radcliffe. Yeah. So I've watched it with my roommates, and like, God bless them. They did not really know who Weird Al was. And so I don't think they like really understood the extent to which it was a parody of biopics. And they would just be like, did this actually happen? And I'd be like, no.
Yeah. Weird Al did not fuck Madonna. Let me just say that now. I just love the fact
they were watching this movie and they were like, wow, this Weird Al biopic is kind of silly.
A little weird. What's going on weird. Okay. So you wouldn't date him. I definitely wouldn't date him. Do you think...
I also would definitely not date him. There is an emphasis on my part.
Sure.
Okay.
Do you think the character, again, we'll start with Carly. Do you think she had a full character, fully fleshed out, and a full storyline?
No.
I think when compared to Susan, she did.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, she definitely had more airtime. But
For
also,
sure.
like, because I was trying to pay attention to the movie, like, in her part in it. And the whole third act, she's just not there.
She's not. No,
she's just not there.
She marries John C. Reilly, and we never see her again.
Yeah, she marries John C. Reilly. You don't see her. And then you see her again at the very end when Ricky Bobby goes to the race. Yeah. And they have this awkward, tense little, like, hey, how are you? And then you never see her again. Like, there's never a moment when she tries to go up to John C. Reilly and he's like, no, like, I'm loyal to Ricky Bobby now. Like, there's no moment when, like, she's cut off. Like, she just never happens.
She never loses. She never has her, like, villain moment. Because in a way, she is a villain.
She's definitely an antagonist.
Because she didn't have to kick him out of his house and marry his best friend.
Within 3 hours.
Within 3 hours.
Oh, my gosh.
No, amazing. She definitely, I think, had a full character.
Yes,
because we got to see her motives and all that.
Yeah, she had children. You met her dad.
You met her dad, for God's sake. But Susan didn't even have a last name.
Susan didn't have a last name.
And had random skills that came up randomly, to say random twice. But like suddenly she's like, I painted the car. How did you paint the car, Susan? You've never mentioned this skill set before. You're an assistant, you're marketing, you paint cars.
It's like in the Hunger Games when Peeta like disguises himself as a rock, and then Katniss is like, oh, how did you do that? And he's like, I decorate cakes. And you're like, what?
What a solid reference. What a good Hunger Games reference.
I'm always here to provide the Hunger Games references.
No, but it just seemed random. And then every time Susan talks, it's like, other than her one, again, very long monologue, every time she talks, it's like, oh, I'm sorry. I painted the car. I had sex with your son. Yeah.
She has zero, like, actual character or traits or anything. She's just kind of like the dorky woman.
Yeah, the dorky sidekick woman, the one you never notice isn't there. But I'll give them credit. There was no taking the glasses off and wow, she's suddenly beautiful.
I am glad she didn't take her glasses off.
Yeah.
That would have been so annoying, actually.
You would have been like, wow, you're Amy Adams.
I'm like, oh my God, are you the girl from Enchanted?
Okay, that's actually interesting
really funny.
because Enchanted hadn't come out yet. This was one of Amy Adams' first
my God,
role.
It hadn't.
And then next year she was in Enchanted.
Amy Adams had a crazy few years during this era.
She's in The Office. This was after The Office. But what was she doing? I feel like Enchanted was her first big one, right?
Yeah, I think that was her first big one.
Yeah.
And then she started getting nominated for every single movie and just not winning them. Which I have a bone to pick about that.
Clearly. Okay, which one do you think she should? I think, honestly, the Academy Awards, first of all, why didn't this win an Academy Award? The Ballad of Ricky Bobby.
I mean, it's adapted screenplay. That's usually a hard one, that's not a hard one. That's usually an easy one.
What do you mean it's an adaptive screenplay?
Oh, well, I guess it's not adapted. I was just thinking like, because it's based on someone's real life. And I'm like, actually, I don't know if would that apply for adapted or would that be original? I don't know. I should know this, actually.
So glad I brought an expert into this podcast.
I have a BFA.
No, but I don't know. I think movies like this, not that this deserved an Academy Award, but it is a little underrated. The timing on it was really good.
It's actually, I think, an incredibly just scathing critique of the Bush administration.
Whoa.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it,
Say
it does
more.
tie in deeply with the cultural ties. It's like, Texas in like 2005?
I'm like
Think about that's
by
like the
this.
height of the Bush administration, and just like, I think it's a scathing takedown. And I think, do you remember that one movie with Christian Bale where he plays like
Bush? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's called Dick. It's called Dick
it's
Cheney.
Dick, yeah, Dick Cheney. Yeah, I feel like that and Hillbilly Elegy doesn't have anything on Ricky Bobby.
This is the true
yeah,
telling
like
of
this is the real nitty gritty.
Yeah, I believe
like
that.
takedown, satirical takedown.
Well, there's this whole moment in the bar. Again, this is how little the wives are in this.
Yeah,
we don't even have enough to
they're
talk
not
about
in
them.
this.
And I like how, so I was going to bring up the bar scene when the true villain comes in, John Gerard,
Yes.
and he's talking about all the things France brought to America.
Yes.
And he's like, what has America brought? And it's like Chinese food, pizza,
yeah,
chimichangas, like
yeah,
ridiculous stuff. So I see what you're saying, that is the height of that kind of behavior.
Yes.
I like, though, how Carly Bobby doesn't seem upset that her money-making husband broke his arm.
No.
Oh, like there's no reaction from her the next day. Like she's like, we're at the track.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you would think, especially because him losing his NASCAR race or whatever, when he had that whole breakdown, you would think that since that was enough for her to completely stop seeing him and like divorce him and start seeing his best friend instead, you would think that maybe she would have a bigger reaction to him breaking his arm and not being able to drive in the
actually
first place.
race. Yeah, you would have liked a reaction.
Yeah.
So to wrap up here, not fully wrap up, but we're getting to the end. If you were to make a sequel for this movie,
okay,
and Ricky Bobby could has to have a very small part in it. Pitch that movie to me.
Oh shit. Okay.
It's gotta be a Carly Bobby and Susan adventure, which I would
Bobby
watch.
and
Carly and Susan.
Okay, so let's think. Carly is losing all her money, right?
Well, no, because if she stays married to Dale, he did win in the end.
Yeah, but
on a technicality, but
I mean, wasn't he like crying and apologizing for the fact that he did sleep with his best friend's wife and marry her?
But like you said, there's no moment where he's like,
you're right. Okay, maybe
I think they stay married.
Maybe the sequel is the extremely tumultuous divorce proceedings.
Whoa. I love this already.
Carly realizes that she did sign a prenup. Maybe he got her drunk and she signed the prenup. And so now she's trying to create her own racing, like badass women in racing kind of league.
Oh my gosh.
And try to take over and beat
Dale
and Ricky,
the Magic Man.
Yeah, for all and El Diablo. She's gonna try to beat them and take them in a huge race that will result in her winning all of their money.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then Susan can paint all the cars.
Susan will paint all the cars. I want to say Susan will help, but like I just have a feeling she's whipped for Ricky Bobby and she's not going to be able to be turned.
I just hate there's this final moment of the film where they're like walking to the car and the dad's there and he's like starting to be a little too comfortable. I'm getting itchy or whatever.
Oh yeah. What was that?
Like the dad. And again, there's no, hey dad, you messed up. I don't think I can forgive you.
Yeah.
They're just all good again. Jane Lynch is going to forgive the dad even though he abandoned her.
I know.
Jane,
oh my God.
But then you see Susan like parenting those kids. Those are not your kids, Susan. I would not be parenting them.
You're right. Yeah, it's also I think it's a little unstable to introduce your kids to your new girlfriend so quickly after the divorce.
Quickly. Especially when she was your assistant for years.
Yeah, what kind of example is that setting for your children?
I mean,
if I were Carly, I would be very upset.
I don't think Carly knows the name of those kids.
Stop over their names. They were like
Daryl.
Like
Daryl, what was
Chevrolet
them, right?
Forester or shit like that. It was like
It was. I think one of them was Daryl. Right?
One was like something really crazy.
Yeah.
It was like, oh God.
Like
Chevrolet Forester.
Texas Ranger.
Texas Ranger, yeah.
Yeah, that was one of them.
I would name my child Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Just saying, I would.
So Leslie Bibb, who played Carly, actually did go on to play another hot wife to a funny man with Kevin James in Zookeeper.
Really?
So this is what she does. It's her life, you know? She also literally, I looked at her IMDb.
Yeah.
She's in a million failed TV shows. No,
Aww.
Leslie, no offense. But what happened?
Sorry, Leslie. She's actually my friend.
Oh my God, so
funny.
Leslie, don't watch this part. Leslie, longtime subscriber of this new podcast.
Yes.
This is actually the first one I've ever recorded of this. I don't think it's going to be the first one released.
No, of course not. Yeah. But
yeah, I mean.
Yes. I'm excited for this. Yeah. So she plays hot wives regularly?
Like regularly, or she plays a lot of like, she'll get the lead in a TV show and then the TV show will get canceled almost immediately. Yeah. GCB was a big one. Do you remember that show? That feels like a you show.
What was that?
It's like Good Christian Bitches.
What? I've never heard of this.
Really? It
No.
has Kristen Chenoweth in it.
What?
Who's like your girl, right?
Yeah.
That's your whole vibe. If you're listening and not watching, that's Caroline's whole vibe.
Oh my God, I had no idea.
I know. Go home and watch it.
I need to watch this now.
It's like 7 episodes long because, again,
it got canceled.
Meanwhile, Amy Adams, again, goes on to
like
be in
7
everything.
Oscars nominations.
Yeah. And also, I looked at her thing because I really wanted to introduce her as an Academy Award winner because I thought she was, I assumed.
No.
And I looked at her thing. She's been nominated for over 50 awards and has won like 10.
No, she's one of the most greatly unappreciated actresses ever.
It's insane.
She's incredible too. And like this is also this whole thing I have where there's so many Oscar winners that they deserved Oscars, but they didn't get it for the right movie.
Right.
Like Jessica Chastain.
I love this theory. Keep going.
Yeah, like Jessica Chastain won this year. And I personally believe she should have won with like Zero Dark 30.
Yeah.
And she's been nominated a million times, but she won with I want to say it was Eyes of Tammy
Faye, which is apparently great.
It was a great movie, yeah, but like I didn't think that was the performance she should have won her Oscar for. I think she should have won it for something else. And then Leonardo DiCaprio won.
That one I agree. Already I agree.
Yeah, he won for The Revenant.
That's not a good movie.
Crazy.
That's not a good movie.
Yeah, no one remembers The Revenant. It was just, they were like, oh shit, we forgot to give Leo an Oscar. You know? And there's this ongoing like train of like Emma Stone won for La La Land, and I think she should have won for Birdman like a few years earlier.
I think she should have won for Superbad.
Yes, agreed. Finally, we're getting to the hot takes.
I feel like Superbad could be on this podcast. They're not
Superbad. It could be.
Yeah, they're not married, but
no, they're not married. But she is like a really hot girl, and the whole plot is like they're trying to get laid.
Hot girls. Yeah. Which this entire movie is just Ricky Bobby trying to get laid.
Yes. Yeah. Essentially.
No, actually, I feel like this whole movie, because honestly, the women play such like third fiddle almost, because I feel like this is him trying to get the respect of his dad.
Yes.
More than anything else. That is the plot of this movie.
And it is really interesting because I went into it like knowing I was going to be on a Hot Wives podcast. So I was like, oh, I need to like pay attention to Hot Wives. And it's interesting, like the way it's directed, it doesn't feel like there's a strong male gaze at all. Like there's no like ogling of her. There's no like slow motion shots of her boobs. Like the only real shot of like, well, there's of course the one she's like, these, but it's the way it's shot, it almost feels like it's way more funny that it's supposed to be like, look at this hot chick.
Yeah.
And then there's also like, he's trying to sign some stuff. He signed some boobs and that's it. But there's never any like lingering like on someone's ass or like slow motion shots. There's never a moment when you're like, they only cut away to her because they wanted
to show how hot she was.
Yeah. And so it's interesting because she is, you know, way out of the league, but that's so the joke.
She's supposed to be.
And they make so many references.
How hot
like
she is.
He's literally at Grace's like, thank you for my smoking red hot wife. Thank you, little baby Jesus. She's a smoke show. She's like, damn right. And so it's a really interesting one to talk about because it does implement the stereotypical hot woman going for someone way below her and becoming a gold digger, but it also is done in a way where it doesn't feel like the actresses are being objectified.
No, not at all.
No, yeah.
Like, the joke was how hot she was.
Yeah, exactly. And it felt like the actresses were so in on it.
Oh, absolutely. The way first of all, those sunglasses that she wears throughout the whole movie.
Stop. Amazing.
Iconic. 2006.
Iconic.
Yeah. We all had a pair. But, like, I feel like that was the joke. And the nails and the way she moved her hand, like,
yeah,
that was the joke.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. She understood the assignment. She showed up and did it.
Yeah.
I don't think Amy Adams, she's a great actress, again, to be clear.
She's incredible. Yes, yeah.
I don't think she understood. Like, she gave that speech too much. She was too good of an actress.
You're right. You're right. She's too
like,
good of a dramatic actress.
Yeah.
Yeah, she could have been, not that she could have been funnier with it.
No, but like her mouth is like quivering. And I'm like,
stop, you're right. You're right. It's so real. It's a little too real. I wonder if like Adam McKay and Will Ferrell were shooting that and they were like, whoa, this girl's really good.
Oh, I wonder if she's going to be something one day.
I think you're really going to make it.
Yeah. And then they were like, we're going to be best friends forever. And
then they did not.
I'm so sorry. I coughed at that part.
Are you okay?
No. Do you think the shake and bake handshake is based off of Adam McKay and Will Ferrell's handshake and they can't do it anymore?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I feel like Adam McKay probably watches these movies and cries himself to sleep.
That's so sad.
No, like you need to look this up. Like the interviews are so sad. Like Adam McKay is like, Will's never gonna talk to me again. And you're like, he's on the Oscar campaign trail, like crying over Will Ferrell.
I mean, if I were in business with Will Ferrell and then suddenly was not in business with him,
I'd be so heartbroken.
I would bring it up all the time.
Oh,
I'd
God,
be like,
same.
Will, take me back.
No, yeah, he's like doing like very public declarations of like, come back to me.
He's holding a boombox outside of Will Ferrell's window. That's so...
What song do you think Adam McKay would play for Will Ferrell outside of his window?
Okay, well, here's the question. What do you think is their most successful movie? Let's say it at the same time because I know what it is. 1, 2, 3. Anchorman. Yeah.
Anchorman and Step Brothers.
Oh, is that also an Adam McKay?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Step Brothers is big, I think.
Actually... No, it is. Okay, I was thinking Judd Apatow, but then I was like, I think he just produced it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in that case, if it is Anchorman, he's playing outside of the window, Afternoon Delight.
Yes, you're right. Oh my God.
And if that's not happening, Adam, I know you're watching this.
I know. We're good friends.
Good friend of the podcast,
I
Adam
just
McKay.
send this to him. I'm like, hey. And he's like, who are you?
Who are you?
How do you have my number?
Don't worry about it. We're going to help you get Will back.
It's okay. I'm here. This is my public declaration to say, Adam McKay, I will help you get Will Ferrell back.
Yeah.
I want Step Brothers 2 to happen.
Oh, a Step Brothers 2. See?
Can you imagine?
That one we're not going to review on the podcast. Not that it's not a great movie, but there's no hot wife in that one.
No, yeah, there's no hot wife. I mean, the mom is a wife who is hot.
You think that mom's hot?
Yeah.
She's like, I don't think she's that hot.
I think she's hot. I think she's like an iconic actress. I can't remember her name right now, but she's been the mom in so many like movies, and I'm like, icon.
Being an iconic actress does not make you a hot wife.
Okay.
Those are two separate things.
Oh my God. We're getting very controversial on this channel already. I see.
You can be hot, but you don't. That doesn't make you a hot wife. Okay. There's a vibe, you know?
Okay.
All right. What are your final thoughts on the movie and on the hot wives? Which one did you connect more with? I'm just going to throw questions at you. Which one did you connect more with? If you could steal one of their outfits, which one would it be? I know the
answer.
Probably
Carly.
Yeah. We probably own those outfits.
I think I do. I think I literally own those. And I've worn them downtown and Broadway on Nashville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should wear them. You should wear them
Kid
in the
Rock's
West
honky tonk. Shout out Tootsies. Shout out Santa's Pub.
Oh my.
I got roofied there.
Oh my God.
Nashville hotspots. Hit them up.
All right. What is your final, your final thoughts on the movie, on the wives? If you could retool any part of the movie, what would it be?
I think they should have really played in the antagonist angle more with Carly because she is when you think about it, she could be a very gripping antagonist. Could you imagine if she played more role in the sabotage of Ricky Bobby?
Absolutely. I feel like
she could be a real good player.
Yes. John Gerard is not actually a villain. because he's just doing his job.
No, he's a very weak antagonist. He's just there.
By the way, the hottest wife in this is Andy Richter, which was his partner.
Stop the German shepherds. It's so good. God, no, Andy Richter deserves a whole conversation.
True.
After this.
He's also Conan O'Brien's hot wife, I think.
Literally.
That's just Andy Richter's vibe, you know?
Exactly.
He is a hot wife.
He is. Yeah.
But John Gerard is not out to get Ricky Bobby. He wants Ricky Bobby to beat him.
No, it kind of feels like no one's really out to get Ricky Bobby except for Sacha Baron Cohen.
That's John Gerard. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. Wait, what am I saying?
So everything you just agreed with me.
Yes, yeah. Okay. I don't know why my brain just like, okay. No, but I don't know. He just wasn't that he shows up and you're like, okay, great. This is the antagonist.
This is the villain. He's wearing black. And
then after he like breaks Will Ferrell's arm, he's like, I don't even need to try. And then nothing. Yes. This man never like confronts him, never starts stalking him or doing anything, sabotaging him.
He doesn't break up his marriage. Carly does that.
No, exactly. Yeah. Carly, and then the boss.
The redheaded guy.
Yeah, the redheaded guy. He does that. And it's like, are they in cahoots with each other? Is Carly like diabolical? Like what's going on here? It never gets answered. And I think if they had I think it could have been far more compelling.
I agree.
Had Carly been in on everything.
Yes.
I think she could have been like the secret mastermind of everything. And it would have been a far better movie.
And then there's just like a scene at the end where she doesn't have anything. Because also, when is she seeing those children? They live with the dad.
Stop, you're right. But also, how do you just not, when you're the mom in a custody battle, you get the kids. Like, it takes a lot to not get the kids.
Yeah.
So, like, how...
And what are her and Daryl doing? I keep saying his name's Daryl, but Dale? It's Dale.
Dale. Yeah.
What are her and Dale doing in the house? I actually know the answer, but I wanted to set you up for a joke.
What are they doing?
No, you tell me because it's funnier.
I don't even know at this point.
They're watching TV and listening to the stereo because they like to party.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was worth it.
That was worth it.
All
Great
right.
Thank
Thank you. Thank you for listening to the Hot Wives podcast. Thank you to Caroline for joining me today.
My pleasure.
And thank you to my friend's basement for hosting us.
Yes.
This is amazing and wonderful.
Crazy cool.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe and rate it 5 stars, right? That's what people say.
Yes.
To end this?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.